So, good morning, friends. I have a new episode that is black photon model for Graviton Superposition and Entanglement. So, cameraman, are you ready? Rima? Okay. So, suppose this is some type of physical space, and how will you differentiate this physical space? You can differentiate if this space has mass, okay? But if this space don't have any mass, then how will you differentiate this space? Empty space, purely empty space, neither mass nor energy cannot be differentiated. Means empty space has no meaning, has no limits. Okay, we can't have mass in space. A possibility that there is no mass, this possibility can exist. But if space has some meaning, so that it can be differentiated, then there should be some energy in this space. Okay? The next question is, how this energy looks like? No? This space has energy. So, this suppose it has energy, so that we can differentiate the space. We can fill each and every point of physical point of space by some energy. We don't know. Okay? But even that, there are possibilities that in this space, there may be points where we don't have any energy, but there may be points there is ample energy. Energy may be discontinuous. Okay, but what is the simple model? How to start with a very simple model so that this space can be differentiated? And that simple model is that a 2D surface. A 2D surface, something like holographic 2D surface, is the minimum requirement by which this space can be differentiated. Okay? So, in very simple terms, energy can be represented by this 2D sheet. Okay? This 2D sheet. Space is physical, 2D sheet is physical in our model, and mere presence of this simple 2D sheet differentiate the space. Space, just for example, if this sheet is visualized as single line, for example, then space on this side and space of this side are separated by this single 2D sheet. Nah? So this is the simple way energy can be represented. Okay? So we have got a energy surface. So we have discovered an energy surface of 2D sheet. Okay, simple way. Any space, any deep space where there is no gravity can be composed of many such sheets. Okay? Simple model? No. And suppose in this deep space, a fluctuation of light happens. That means in our theory, for propagation of light in this deep space, there may be some energy. There should be some energy. Light will only travel from this deep space if this deep space has some energy. Okay. Second proposition in our model. First part proposition is that energy is represented by 2D plane sheet, simple way. Okay? Second proposition is that if light travels in this space, we call deep space, then for the propagation of light, there may be no requirement of mass. But there is requirement of energy. Okay? So light will only travel from the space if the space is filled with energy. That is, space is pre-energized. Okay? This is second point of the model, cameraman Rima. Now, third point I want to make is that light travels from these 2D sheets. Okay? When light travels from these 2D sheets, suppose between A and B, I have one sheet, 2D sheet, that is A and B, same figure here, redrawn, 2D sheet. I have one sheet, and if light travels, then fluctuations occurs. A portion of sheet goes up and down. Okay? So that sheet is consumed half of the length. Okay? And half of the length is now empty. So that extra sheet comes from the environment. Okay? Before propagation of light, there is one sheet. But when light travels, this sheet is some portion up and down, that is 2D sheet changes into 3D sheet. Okay? 3D projection, Leonard section or these 2D sheets change into 3D projection, so that now instead of one sheet you may have n number of sheets between A and B when light passes. Okay? When light passes reversibly in a region, light passes cyclically. Okay? In a region, light passes cyclically in a region. Now, like in previous model, then what happens? Suppose this is A and B, 2 points, physical points. Okay? We have one sheet. When light passes, when light is passing, here we have more than 2 equivalent sheets. Now, why? Because sheets are converted into 2 triangles, 1/2 sheet. Okay? What these triangles means? That's a distortion of 2D sheet into 3D projection. 2D sheet is graviton sheet and 3D projection is graviton particle. And in terms of energy, sheets, when light passes, single sheet changes into n sheets, are simple model 2 sheets. Okay? When light passes from A and B, then A and B changes into back number of seats become 1. Okay. But suppose this A and B is present here, surrounding mass. This is A and this is B. Okay, near mass. So mass is just accumulation of energy, na? So light is passing circularly, na? And that's why when light is passing in this region, then number of sheets from the environment comes in the mass. Of course, it will come first in between A and B, then it will be in pass. When light passes from upper region to lower region, that extra number of sheets will go outward. In effect, reversible passage of light in the space will produce this central mass, and before passage of light, suppose there was one sheet, reversible passage of light makes more than one sheet. Okay. So that means mass, near mass, gravity can be visualized as more number of sheets, okay, near mass, because energy is reversibly coming in towards mass, and this energy flows back. But in reversible, overall number of sheets increases near mass and decreases like that. Okay. Now what these triangles means? Before mass, sheets were flat. Okay. After presence of mass, sheets, reversible flow of light, convert these slits into what? Triangles. Na? Fluctuation occurs cyclically. Na? Overall, in simple terms, in presence of mass, number of sheets are more near mass, overall number of sheets, and it decreases with the distance by 1 by r square. Now this is gravity. This is gravity. So mass and gravity increases the number of graviton sheets near mass, and with 1 by r square number of sheets decreases. Okay. This is the effect of gravity. So what I want to say is that if we have between A and B one sheet, then presence of gravity, that is in the presence of mass, number of sheets between A and B will increase in the same physical distance. Okay. This is third proposition. Fourth proposition is that Newton stands from the grave. The great scientist Newton stands from the grave. Okay. What it means is that for whether we have one seat or we have n number of seats, now light takes same amount of time to travel to cover one sheet, area. Between light as a fluctuation when travels from A to B, when it covers one sheet, time is fixed, because surface area, whether sheet is flat or sheet is 3D, surface area is same. So light is a energy. So time taken to cover this whole surface is same. Okay. So this time is T graviton. It is quantized. Okay. In deep space, light will take how much time? If there is one sheet, Tg time. Okay. To reach A to B. But in gravitational fields, number of sheets increases effectively. Okay. Number of sheets increases, and each time is given by Tg. How much time? Tg. Okay. Okay, cameraman. So if we define 1 second in deep space, 1 second is the physical distance light travel from A to B. This is 1 second in deep space. Na? So what is the distance covered? T, C. In 1 second, distance covered C. Speed of light becomes C. But when the same clock comes in gravitational field, na? Physical distance is same. So what is the definition of 1 second? When light travel from this point to this point, it will be 1 second in gravitational field. 1 second in gravitational field. Na? So in 1 second, how many sheets light will cross? N sheets. How many sheets? N sheets. Na? So here 1 second, n number of sheets light will cross. Na? Okay, cameraman? But time taken to cover one sheet is what? It is fixed. Tg is fixed. It is same here in gravitational field or in deep space. Okay? Okay, cameraman? Suppose there are n number of sheets. And in gravitational 1 second, in gravitational field 1 second, how many sheets light travels? N sheets. Na? N sheets. Okay? So what is this time then? It is 1 by n. It is 1 by n. It is 1 by n. Okay? 1 by n. This is 1 by n. Okay? 1 second by n. When measurements are made in this frame. Okay? So time taken to cover one sheet is 1 by n. Okay? What is this length? If this length is what? Number of sheets n. Okay? Number of sheets n. Na? What is this length? It is AB by, what is single length? AB by n. AB by n. What is speed of light measured in this frame? That is measured here between A and B in gravitational field. The speed equal to what? Distance covered. How much distance it is? AB by n. What is time taken to cover this? It is 1 by n. Okay? And cancelled out. What is the speed of light? In 1 second it covers AB. AB is nothing but C. Physical distance is same. C. So speed of light will be same. Of course. And what is 1 second here? Distance covered between A and B. Now number of sheets cover? One sheet. Na? One sheet. So what is 1 second here? 1 second here is what? To cover one sheet. To cover one sheet. What I mean to say is that in 1 second in deep space light will pass from A to B. Same physical distance. Okay? And A to B is 1 second in deep space. The speed of light is c. This length is c. Okay? But here in 1 second, how much In 1 second, total distance covered is. But when distance is measured in this frame, physical distance is same. Physical distance is same, AB. But what is the, suppose there are n number of sheets, so length of one sheet is AB by n. Na? And to cover this sheet, in this frame, this is 1 second. So what is this time? It is nothing but 1 by n. So this is the effect of gravity. So of course AB is equal to C. Speed of light will be same whether in deep space or in any gravitational field. Okay? Time will, here 1 second has less value. Here 1 second means has more value. Okay? This is the role of time dilation. Time dilation. In 1 second, here 1 second, one number of sheet is being covered. Okay? Here in 1 second, n number of sheets is being covered. But the time taken to cover each sheet is Tg. So here in gravitational field, 1 second is equal to n times Tg and is equal to n times Tg is 1 second in deep space. In deep space. So n times 1 second of deep space. Okay? So this is time dilation in our theory. Next proposition. So whether we are in gravitational field where number of sheets are increased effectively, or whether we are in deep space, gravity increases number of sheets. Okay. Now suppose we have one flat sheet. Okay. And there is also second sheet, whether in deep space or in gravitational field. Sheet is flat. However, in gravitational field, number of sheets increases. That is different matter. Effect of gravity, we have, that is different matter. Now suppose light passes. Light passes as fluctuation. Okay? This is photon P1, this is photon P2. And these two fluctuations collide. So that upper and lower fluctuations both are symmetric, are closes. Then closing of these fluctuations produces massless particles. What? Massless particles. But they don't have any charge because fluctuations are symmetric. They are symmetric. Sheet is flat, fluctuations are symmetric. These are neutral charge particles. What are called? Neutral massless particles. Okay? Before these two disturbances collide, at every point, here is negative, disturbance will travel, so that point becomes positive. Next point is positive, that point becomes negative. So disturbance has no sign on an average at any point. But when one disturbance is restricted by other disturbance, then disturbances are closed. And these closed disturbances got identities. These are neutral particles. But how we get charge? We can have charge if sheet which is flat is not actually flat. This is flat sheet. But if sheet is not flat, then symmetrical vibrations will have different meaning, because upper vibration will increase curvature, okay, and below vibration of this flat sheet will decrease curvature. Okay? Okay, cameraman? So to get charge, sheet should not be flat. Sheet should have some curvature. Sheet should have curvature. And when disturbance in such sheet happens in curved sheet, then symmetrical disturbance changes into unsymmetrical disturbances. Okay? Plus and minus are unsymmetrical now. Now on these curved sheets, these two disturbances collide. Okay? And when they close, when these two disturbances are collide on these two curved sheets, then disturbance closed, and when positive surfaces come closer, we got what? Positive charges. Okay? And negative surfaces comes on other side, we got negative charges. One possibility is like that. This is what? Positron electron pair. Okay? Positron electron pair. Other part, we suppose there are many photons, then if positive charges accumulate at the center and negative massless charges outside, in 3D, and these negative charges actually diffuse because some openings, positions change, all these things happen. This form matter. What matter? Matter. Again, if negative charges come at the center and positive charges scattered, we got mirror image. We got this is antimatter. Antimatter. What is positron electron system? It is a special case where positive charges, massless charges one side, negative massless charges one side. Okay? But all this happens in graviton sheet. That is, in mathematical terms, light needs a flat surface to travel. Okay? And it moves as a symmetrical disturbance in this surface with the speed of light. But charge will only be formed when sheet is curved. Sheet is curved. And there is at least two disturbances on this curved sheets which collide. Okay? And that is the way we got different types of system. Positron system linked with graviton, electron system. Okay? Of course, momentum valences will require that these two particles separate out. But n number of graviton sheets may be added. Okay? So positron electron system form one pair. But this is simple picture. This is what? Simple picture. If this, for example, is this side, this is positive massless particle and this is open thread. Positive, negative, something like that, vibrating thread of graviton. This is positive. Something happens. This thread opens slightly. Okay? Now this is already open. This is positive. This is positive. Now in this side, negative. Okay? Now this open thread, charge will lose. Okay? But here negative thread closes. Negative thread close down. But again positive thread close. But negative close, then here for example, if negative closes, then adjacent to it positive closes. So that means in general, in this way, particles lose their identity. So in general sense, in general sense, positron-electron system can best be represented as positive one side more, of course some negative charges, but positives are more, okay, and here electron system is negatives are more, but of course some positive charges. Of course identities may interchange, okay, identities may interchange, negative become positive, positive become, but overall number of positive charges here are more, here are less, okay, but at particular moment this is positive, this is negative, positive, negative, positive, and this side negative, positive, all these things, okay. Next movement, this positive will be negative, this is what, positive, 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 negative, and in this side this negative become positive, then negative, then negative, then negative, then positive. Overall more charges positive here, negative charges here, but identity of charges changes. Here now we see it is positive, here it become negative, na? So identities are changing, but anytime each charge is defined. According to Einstein, each charge is defined, system is defined. Next time this negative changes into positive, okay, and this negative changes into positive, okay. Identities are reversible. Identities are reversible.
Sabji.
Go. Come here. Long. Don't worry. Don't come here. I will. So Rima is going somewhere, so that I can get some time. So Radha Jashwal. Okay. Here is Rima. So what I want to say, please wait for 5 minutes, sir. What I want to say is that positron-electron system, as Roger Penrose, sir, Nobel laureate Penrose sir said, they form one system. Positron and electron system, pair produced when two photons collide. Positron and electron are not two different systems. They are same systems. They form the same system. Okay? They form the same system. But in positron part also has some electron part, negative massless particles, and similarly electron part has some positron part also, yeah, positive massless particles. And these particles, these massless positive and negative particles exchanges identity with the help of fluctuating graviton seeds and opening and closing of vibrations. Opening and closing of positive and negative massless charge vibrations, and these positron and electron systems are formed of nothing but a manifestation of graviton seed. Of course, n number of graviton seeds may be added during the travel of positron towards one side and electron toward one side, but of course what we measure when we capture a positron, we doesn't capture negative identities. During positron or electron capture, all positive charges are captured towards one side, and negative charges then automatically is captured on the other side.
अरे
Cameraman?
हाँ ये इधर फोटो नहीं आ रही इधर।
Don't worry, change the camera. Okay. So, what I want to say is that positron electron system can best be represented as, in most general sense, as a random positive and negative charges fluctuations, and identities are changed. Identities change in a regular way. Okay. And of course, these charge centers, some charges move here, is this side, some charges move to this side. Identities of these charges in between changes with the passage of time. Okay. But when you decide that, when you make a measurement, then all the positive charges, okay, you separate all the positive charges during the measurement towards one side, okay. And by the time you are collecting these positive charges in this overall system, because measurement will take time, okay, however less is that, it will take time. By the time you are collecting positive charges towards one side, that is positron, you are saying it is positron, by the time measurement is complete here, you are also simultaneously completing the measurement at the opposite end also. And that end may be anywhere in the any world, any distance away, and process will seems like it is simultaneous. It is simultaneous. So this is the principle of superposition and entanglement. Okay. Electron positron system are mixed system, one system. They are in superposition state. Every particle changes identity with the passage of time. Observation creates reality of positron. Okay. Before observation, what Bohr is saying, half of the, but you can say statistically, half of the particle moving in this direction, half of the particles are moving in this direction. But identity of individual particles are not fixed. Okay. But when you make a measurement, you collect all the positive charges as positron, but you are not defining positron alone. Okay. Simultaneously you are creating electrons simultaneously without wasting any time. So superposition breaks due to measurement. Okay, cameraman. In a graviton sheet model, for example, for graviton sheet model, there are two curved sheets, two light fluctuations, and they are restricting each other, then system may become something like that. Suppose this system has overall four sheets, two curved sheets this side, two curved sheets this side. Okay. So suppose two sheets are center. Okay. Two sheets are at center, and two sheets are outside. Okay. Suppose there are four sheets center. Okay. And two curved sheets outside, four sheets are in center. Okay. Okay. Now light fluctuation collides. What? Collides. Okay. In central region, negative fluctuations are closer, are closer. Okay, but in outer regions, na, these upper fluctuations come because these two disturbances are colliding. So these centers are coming closer. So here negative charges are coming closer. Okay, but at the outside positive charges are coming closer. Na, positive. Okay, cameraman. So this is what, if all the negative charges at one point, what will form? Negative center, negative nucleus, and positive charges are some distance away. This is what called, we got antimatter. What we got? Antimatter. Okay, cameraman. But if process is incomplete, in general, curved sheets, half of the curved sheets and their disturbances collides such a way that negative signs are coming closer, na. But suppose half of the system is something like just mirror image of each other, that is this. Okay, now here changes this curved sheet and this, na, and now vibrations are colliding, na. So you will get what, na, and when collisions occur, na, when collisions occur, then you may have, means I can't explain how I should explain in terms of, suppose collision occurs something like that, central is negative part, negative vibrations are at center. Collisions may result many things. Positives are, na, on this side, but somehow since collision is taking place, somehow particles in space scramble, na, so that some of the positives come this side, some of the positives comes this side. Okay, then one side will have greater number of negative charges plus some positive, and other side will have more number of positive charges. Electron positron system may be formed. Okay, cameraman.
हाँ भाई, अब हो गया, बुखार चढ़ रहा है.
Okay, so this is the way we are super. But what is black photon now? What is black photon? So whether gravity or no gravity, we suppose sheets are flat. But for the creation of matter or antimatter or electron positron pair, we need curved sheet. So suppose we in deep space we have n number of sheets which are flat. Okay, but somehow these sheets interact. Okay, and suppose one massive body is, this is deep space. But sheets, there may be some massive mass here and there may be some massive mass here. Okay? Between there is deep space. But what happens that in this interaction, because here gravitational field, here gravitational field, but there is no gravitational field, so sheets are flat. But somehow what happens, this interaction causes an overall curvature in the sheet. Okay? So that each sheet between these two massive masses and also in deep space, instead of flat, sheets are curved. Sheets are individually curved. Okay, individually curved. Okay, because of this interaction. So this is one curvature of sheet. This is one curvature, long range interaction. Sheets are curved. So what is it? Okay, but these sheets are in interaction, in full interaction, and all these sheets are curved. Okay, all these sheets are curved. Now, of course, between any 2 points in space, curvature may decrease, but decrease in a smooth way for all points. For all the sheets, curvature will decrease. Okay, between these two massive masses, for example. So overall, these sheets, actually, suppose we have two nodes. These massive masses are A and B. These are two nodes. Okay, and these individual sheets interact and they form what? Something like standing wave pattern. Standing wave pattern, that these sheets between A and B interact so that they work in unison. Sheets are joined and they work. They form some type of standing wave, real physical standing wave. Okay, and because of that, number of sheets also increases as length is increasing, but also curvature of individual sheets are also increased. Okay, and light fluctuates in these sheets, creates matter, antimatter, all these things. But there may be various nodes in space, A and B. This is B and C portion. Okay, here curvature is different overall, and here overall curvature is different. Of course, at each point these are vibrating. These are vibrating. So some type on very large scale, vibrations, these are known as called black photons. What? Black photons. Our black photons are standing black photons. Standing black photons causes, in effect causes flat sheets convert into real curvatures. Curvatures, A and B, between nodes. In different part of universe, curvature may be more. But the process of but the process of matter antimatter formation are same. Okay, but this is the result of black photon. Black photon, what is this? Between A and B, graviton sheets join and they move up and down like energy surfaces move up and down and creates curvature. But curvature may be different. So if we have two deep space, A and B, two deep space, where one sheet is cloudless, and at the far end of the universe we have another deep space where seat is more curved. Single seat, it is more curved. Then number of seats will be more. Here number of seats will be less. But all this is curvature of nature, changing of individual seats is because of black standing photon. What I mean to say is that if there is flat seat, symmetrical vibrations as light will not produce charge. For this you need a one more vibration. In mathematical sense, this symmetrical vibrations of positive and negative will not produce charge. We need one more vibration, and that vibration changes the curvature of flat seat. Flat seat now changes curve. This is extra vibration. Now when you superimpose with vibration of light, you have vibrations become unsymmetrical. Upper side plus lower side down. Okay. Now this extra vibration curvature comes from black photon. Black photon in very long range. And because black photons, one last thing, black photons between A and B are composed of more number of seats behaving as a standing wave, na? But amplitude is different here. In different region of space between B and C, black photons maximum curvature is different. Okay, between these two nodes. So this extra curvature, this is normal curvature, this extra curvature create dark gravity. Dark gravity because amplitude of black standing photon is here more. Now this is the reason of extra gravity. Of course mathematical formulation will be same between the masses m1 and m2 upon r square, but value of g where black photon oscillation is less, na, curvature is less, value of g will be different here in this universe, and value of g will be different here. It will be more, so that effect of gravity will be more because black photon has greater curvature, and this greater curvature is reflected in sheet structure.
फोटो उधर कैमरा करो, आ क्यों नहीं रहा है?
Don't worry. So thank you, Rima.
Thank you.
So that is the point I want to make. So this is something like instead of using energy as some kind of quantity or mathematical symbol, in this diagram I am showing energy as something of physical entity, a physical surface, real physical surface. So I am visualizing energy as a real physical surface which differentiates a empty space in the most simple form, and with the manipulation of these surfaces we are actually showing time dilation, we are explaining the effect of extra gravity, that is dark gravity, which is gravity more than the assumed mass, more than the visible mass. Gravity is more, mass is less visible, but gravity is more. But why? Maybe because of extra curvature of these graviton seats due to presence of black standing photons, more amplitude or more curvature in that particular region of universe. So overall universe is one, and every part of universe is connected with these graviton sheets, and these graviton sheets in their long range interaction in some part of the universe have different curvature than in other part of universe, but all these different curvatures are part of a single standing photon, and because of these different curvatures of graviton sheets we have different value of z in different regions of space. That explains dark gravity or hidden gravity, and everything is connected by graviton sheets. So during collision of photons, positron-electron pairs are formed. What about mass? Mass is nothing as in previous show. When two massless particles, two massless charges of same nature coalesce inside one surface, other surface is hides, it creates capture of one surface inside another surface, capture of energy or fixing of energy, and it creates the property of mass. Okay, so I am finishing this episode, and thank you for listening my all these bakwas, all these rubbish things. My English is not very fluent, but with cameraman Rima, I myself Manish Jaswal, Arkanna Chora Muttigaon, Prayagraj, house number 869, UP, India. I am making this video in English so that I can reach to wider audiences, not only in India but across the world. And with my this broken English and fluctuating English, people across the globe can have some sense with me. Of course, in comparison may have more and more disagreement with me, but anyway I am making my effort with you, and a single view, and what I want to say is that we are making an effort to understand our nature. Thank you sir. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Vish. Thank you sir.